Johnny, obviously looks like you're going to be able to be back out there. How have the last couple of days been for you, kind of getting to this point?
Yeah, it's been good. A couple of like pre-existing injuries and stuff. Um, you know, kind of have a chance here to get a little healthier and finish out the season.
And that's what I was going to say. Like, how important is when you sort of get to this point in the year to want to get back, get those legs, going, even though there might be just a week left here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you want to finish out the season strong, regardless of what happens. We got 4 games here. They're all important games against really good teams. So.
And what is the strength of Toronto that you guys have to be mindful, specifically as a defensive group?
Yeah, they're a fast team. Last time we played them, they came out strong in the first and kind of took it to us, and then we played better in the second and the third. But we're they're coming off back-to-back too, so trying to make it a hard game for them.
And that first period in particular, when you talk about the last game, like how much of a focus does that have to be? Because you can't always play catch-up, right?
Right, exactly, yeah. I mean, we don't want to give them too much momentum in the first or let them get off to a hot start. They've got dangerous players, and they can make that happen, so got to be aware of that.
Nolan, this has been a really trying year for you just to be able to get on the ice. What is it like to be at this point now in your second recovery this year?
Yeah, it's been a tough year, but I'm excited to play. I've been rehabbing for a long time, trying to get back, so it's very exciting. I know there's 4 games left, but I just want to get in and show my game, and I feel like I've made a lot of improvements, even being out, so I'm excited.
And what has it been like, honestly, like mentally, right? Like you think you're about to be able to come back, and then what happens in practice happens, and then you're back to almost square one.
Yeah, it's tough, for sure mentally, but being out this long, you study the game, and you're watching every game, home and away, so I've got to watch the team lots and learn from guys and just try and soak it all in. And try and stay as positive as much as I can because it's been so long.
And what is that perspective like for you when you're so used to playing all the time, but now you have to watch? What are you sort of gaining from that experience?
Yeah, I mean a lot. The practices with our skills coaches, they've been great, and just trying to get my game back. It's been so long, and I feel like I'm ready and I'm excited.
And then when you're watching games in particular, you mentioned watching home and away. What are the things that you take out of that experience, knowing you have to, spend some time taking in something when you're on, not being able to play?
Yeah, I mean, learning from all our guys is, you're in the NHL for a reason. You study them, and you get a lot from it. And obviously, just watching our systems and just trying to soak it all in.
And what do you think it'll be like for you to be able to be out there tonight?
It's exciting. I just got to get going the first shift, and it'll come back.
Other years already, but having 65, 60, yeah, so it's a lot of goals, so that's really impressive, especially what the league is. It's hard to score in this league, and you can do it all. You can do it from any spot, and he's obviously really dangerous, so we definitely got to be aware of him tonight and try to take his space away, because if he has a little space in the ozone and he can get his wrist shot away, it's a dangerous shot for sure.
Before he was going on this run, did you think a goal like 70 goals was possible in today's NHL?
Hard to believe for sure, but I mean, he's been hitting 60 last year too, so he's only getting better too, so I think if somebody can do it, it's definitely going to be him.
The Leafs talk about how he's a well-rounded guy. Like John Tavares was saying, he should be getting nominated for the Selke. I mean, you're a preeminent defensive forward. What do you think of his defensive game?
100%. He's that kind of guy that doesn't give a lot for the team up to. His stick work, his stripping pucks away, that's all on a high level. And yeah, you should definitely be in there. But it's always hard when you score 65 goals to be in the best defensive forward, but he definitely would deserve to be in there for sure.
Nico, what do you feel you guys need to be mindful, particularly when you look back to that last Toronto game and just what they did in that first period? Because you can't always play catch-up against a team like that.
No, they obviously have 4 really strong lines, and we got to be at our best tonight. We know that to give ourselves a chance to win a hockey game. And, they're going to come at us, they're going to have their momentum shifts, and we just got to try to hold against that and find a way to turn the momentum back on our side and play with our speed, with our strength, and try not to give them too much space because they're very skilled, obviously.
Their coach was pretty mad after the loss to you guys. last Met game. Would you expect a response for them in that? Is that on your radar at all?
I mean, yeah, obviously I think they have that a little bit in the back of their head, but they're a playoff team. I think they always bring consistently a good effort, and but like I said, we just got to be ready. We got to focus on us. We know we got to expect them to be coming, and they will. So we just got to focus on us right now.
What do you expect from yourself down the stretch in these last few games this year?
Finish strong. That's our mindset. Coming out tonight and try to win a hockey game. It's been always for me like that, and it doesn't change, and it hasn't changed.
Isn't the spirit bothered by the fact that you're really just playing out this dream? You've got things to play for, I get it, and you want to be a pro about it, but there's not the reward that there was last year.
Yeah, but we're in the NHL here. You gotta find somehow motivation deep down inside of you, whatever it is, from each guy, and you got to bring your best. Doesn't matter where you're at. Season finished with 82 games and not 78.
What do you say about Jake Allen since you've been around him?
It's been great for us. Really great. I think he's came in, he's made some saves and played some unbelievable games for us. So we were able to keep in the game or even win the game. And yeah, he's been really great for us.
Trav, if we can just start with a couple of house cleaning things. Obviously, Jack not on the ice. Do you have an update on how he's doing?
Yeah, he won't play tonight.
And then I saw on that line you had Shane Bowers up there. Obviously, I know you tend to change lines sometimes given how the game is going, but what did you like from the way he played? I mean, we talked about it a little bit, that puts him in a good position there.
Tonight we're going with a little bit of pairs with Nose, Pally, Halsey, and Timo, and Nico and Brader, and depending on matchups, whatever lines we're going to use, I might flip wingers around a little bit. But as far as Bowers go, I thought Shane played well the other night. I liked his speed, his defensive awareness. He was around the puck, and he made good decisions with it.
What did you take from that first period when you guys last played Toronto that really need to be mindful of tonight? Because you can't always be playing catch-up against a team like that.
They're good. No, they make a lot of plays. They move the puck well, they pass well, and they skate well. And we've got to be ready for their speed and their skill. And they're going to be a determined group. They've got a lot to play for right now.
What's wrong with Jack?
Upper body.
Is this a long term? I mean, we'll see how many games again.
When it comes to Nolan Foote, will he be able to play tonight?
Yeah, he's playing tonight.
And what do you think that means to him, just given what he's been through, probably even more emotionally than physically this year?
Yeah, a lot. It's been a long year for him. Whenever you see a player battling to get back in the lineup, and it's not easy mentally to go through that for the course of a season, and it'll be good to have him back in the lineup and get a good look at him here.
One of the things he was just saying is that he really tried to take in the experience of watching the game, whether it was learning the system, focusing on certain players. What does a player get out of that type of experience, or can get out of that experience?
Well, they have to be mentally engaged to get something out of it, and not just watch a game as a fan, and really watch the team game, positional play for wherever you play, especially for a young guy. If a guy like Pally came out of the lineup who does everything so well and understands the game, wouldn't be as meaningful for him. But for a young player, coaches say it a lot. Sometimes it's good for a young player just to watch from above, and Footer's had a lot of time watching, so it's good that he took that opportunity to still learn the game.
Dennis, what stands out to you about what Austin is doing right now and the challenge of stopping him?
I mean, the list is long. What stands out, he's one of the best players in the world. He's got a great release, great shot, great nose for the net. It's not just his play with the puck. He's become a real good two-way player as well. And when people talk about you in that manner as one of the best players in the world, there's a long list of what you're good at.
Remember you broke in 92-93, what it was like to see Solane and McGillney when they were going on the way to 76 goals?
I do. Every guy is different. Every player is different. The thing about Austin is he's a big centerman that controls the game in many ways. Usually guys that score that many goals are pure goal scorers. I think it's well known that he brings a lot of other things to the game.
I'm sorry. Did Jack incur his injury against Nashville, or was that something?
Yeah, we'll talk about like I said, I've already said what I'm going to say about Jack. He's not in tonight.
What has stood out about Nico's leadership? Obviously, it's been a tough stretch here, but what do you, I guess, appreciate about how he goes about his business?
Yeah, he's a consummate pro. He cares about his teammates, cares about the game, cares about parts of the game that are sometimes hard to teach for young players, and that's what you want in a captain. There's not many nights where you don't say he was on top of his game, and every team's a little different, but for a young team you need a captain that is a great example, and I think he's been that for us.
Why do you think you often drew the assignment of shutting down other teams' top players? Is there a knack to doing that successfully, or is really each guy you go up against a little bit of a different challenge?
Yeah, each guy definitely imposes different challenges as far as their skill, their speed, their size, the way they play the game. I think the mental part of it is the biggest thing. Being really committed to doing that is important. Understanding that part of the game, which I think some players in the league have a stronger understanding of the defensive side of the game, and obviously with Nico still being able to produce is those are hard players to find.
Travis, we obviously talk a lot about Luke Hughes' offensive game. Where have you seen the growth in his defensive game in the last month or so?
Really in all areas of his defensive game. I think with young defensemen, there's a lot to learn, and people don't really understand what that means, and learning to take space offensively comes naturally for a lot of players. Learning to take space defensively doesn't, and getting ahead of the game offensively again is easy. Getting ahead of it defensively, a lot of young great offensive players have never had to even think about that, and when you have young defensemen, I think that's the one part that you have to teach them. I think Gilly does a great job teaching young defensemen how to take space, how to create space, how to tie up, how to get inside body position. There's lots that goes into it, but he's taken steps in that area for sure.
Travis, can you talk about the consistency in Tierney's game and him being available often, and how much he's been to you guys?
Again, you talked about maturing and being in the league for a while, and a lot of times players, they understand what it takes to stay in the league as well, and that is consistency is a big thing. He understands that when he's playing in a third, fourth line role, coaches are looking for certain attributes in that spot, and he's learned that, he's provided that, and he's done a good job.